Hello everyone, here we are again in Goa. Today we are in La Plage, a restaurant here, and I am very happy that she offers to talk with me about something very interesting which is called progression life
Quantum healing hypnosis technique. QHHT.
quantum healing.
Healing? Hypnosis
Okay.
technique.
Okay, good. I don't even know how it's called, but I had the experience with her. Well, she's Vanessa. She's a herbalist,
Yep.
also DJ, and I found her here. And suddenly we were talking, and she told me that she do this sometimes. I said, well, let's do it, please. I really want to. I want to try this because I always wanted to do it. So, can you tell me a little bit about how did you get into this?
Yeah, so I was in Dubai. I've been in Dubai for 16 years and working as a DJ, but I'm also a herbalist and I couldn't practice my herbs in Dubai due to the alcohol content in the herbs. So I was digging around for other stuff that I could do, heal, help people with. And I read the book Many Lives, Many Masters, which is a classic by Brian Weiss, and I always thought it's an amazing job to have that. How does someone have that job? So then about 6 months after, I must have been digging around again and I found Dolores Cannon. And I thought, wow, amazing. This old lady is going around the world. She's a past life regression therapist. But then she said it's not really past life regression because everything exists now. So it's happening on the quantum field. It's not all happening now, but it all exists now. So there's no kind of such thing as past lives. It's like everything exists now, but it's not all happening now. So it's a little bit hard to understand that at first, but the more you do the work, you realize it's like a jigsaw puzzle. And when you work on this area over here, it helps resolve things maybe in the past life or this life or vice versa. So, but everything is always to help you now. It's never to be for your ego, to say, was I a king or was I, this famous person. It's everything that you come to the session with are the problems in your life now, so that when you go through the hypnosis, it helps you with those problems now. But those are related normally to past lives.
Okay, I wanted to ask you how, when you do the hypnosis to someone, how this person normally feels. It's like that person lose their mind, or everyone is different, or you have always the same kind of reaction in people, or?
Normally everyone's a little bit different. Most people are somewhere in between. So it's a bit like being half awake and half asleep. Sorry, it's very windy and sandy.
Yeah.
But most people are half awake and half asleep. So they're aware of a voice and they're aware of kind of, like when you just wake up and you can hear someone making tea in the kitchen and there's that kind of going on, but you're still with your eyes closed, you're relaxed. But in this case, someone is talking to you and asking you questions. So what you're doing actually, you're answering from a place of kind of purity without those belief systems or fear that we have in this life. But you do get information from another place, because you find out later on down the line in the session, maybe it could be 6 months after, it could be a year after, you think, well, how did I know that? I said that in my recording in the session. So, so most people are kind of in that in-between. When Dolores talks about somnambulistic, which is a theta state of brainwave, she refers to people that are completely knocked out, and very few people actually reach that deep phase where they can still talk and not remember anything. But I have had quite a few do that. And those are the ones that wake up and said, what happened? And think it's like 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
And I record it for them so they can listen to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, I did it already with her, and in my case was like she was saying before, and I was I was conscious, completely conscious, but at the same time I was feeling something in my body, like, and also my eyes, they were like shaking, and something was going on for sure, and I was in another kind of a state, but I was able to say in any moment I want to stop or to tell her anything. and yes, I mean, for me it was like 1 hour or 45 minutes, but actually we were for 2 hours.
Yeah. And that's quite common. People think, oh, it only felt like 15 minutes. That's normally, you see, your left brain, your awake mind, is the bit that kind of like is aware of time, it's aware of numbers, names, and it's sort of critical, it's analysing. But when that's switched off, you're not really aware of how long it's been. So it can be, it's a funny feeling.
Yeah. I have to say that I'm a very logical person, and it took me a while to understand how it works, because everything is like going through my filter, and I was like, should I say this, because I don't think this makes sense, and everything that was coming through, you know, like I was not sure if I have to say this or not. So she was telling me, just say the first thing is coming to your mind, and slowly I started to understand how my other side of my brain was working, you know, more like the left side is?
The right brain is the creative, and the way I look at it, the right brain, which is the bit that, you know, when you do meditation or when you dream, you get the images, it's the incoming, where the left brain is more active, it's more outgoing, thinking, sort of active, whereas I see the right brain as more passive, it's incoming, it's things coming in that you're observing, and it's also the bit that has the pictures when you start to dream, as Dolores says, and it's the visual part, it's the bit what musicians connect to, it also connects through the heart, so it's kind of third eye and heart, and that's, to me, that takes you through the multidimensional. That's how I explain it. Whereas the left brain is the here and now, it doesn't go into other dimensional. So when it sees a past life or it sees something, it just says, I don't understand it, and it sort of kicks it out of the...
And what do you think about the third eye? No? I mean, like the pineal gland is supposed to be in the middle, no? It's like a kind of middle area, no, for that. So I want to ask you also if you have any experience that you were surprised about, you didn't expect the situation, some clients or some friend or some patient that you have.
Well, you know, you get everything. So when you first start, Dolores always said the first 100 sessions, after 100 sessions, you've pretty much seen everything. So you'll get everything, and people sometimes are not human. Sometimes they're animals, sometimes they're elements of water or air.
Okay.
I've had clients that have been part of the atmosphere and when Earth started, but they don't know what they are. It's only when you go into the session, you start asking them questions, and then they're saying, well, I feel like this, and do you have a body? No, I don't have a body. Do you have a colour? And it's kind of green colour, and I kind of float, and I'm to do with this, and all this information comes through. So some of them can be quite abstract. Some can be in different planets, different dimensions, different places. Yeah. Whatever it brings forward is always to help that person. Now, I don't tell the person where to go.
Yeah.
So they come with the questions, and I say, go to the most appropriate time and place. So their higher self actually has taken them there. And when you go up to 3 of these kind of lives, experiences, then you'll see there's a theme in all 3. And that has started to answer their questions. Sometimes they go to a healing place straight away. And then they go quiet, and then their body starts moving. Sometimes they're doing stuff with their hands. And so it depends where they get taken.
Do you think we are so complex as a human being? Also, you are talking about past lives or maybe future lives, other dimensions. So do you think sometimes people really, they are not able to really understand what's going on, and they might confuse a little bit what they are feeling about another lives, or they might mixing everything and they think it's something else, or they are animals but they are not, or you know what I mean? It could be something like that, or it's always very clear what they are feeling.
It's not always very clear. Sometimes they jump. Sometimes, because of their belief systems, they'll go in, if they don't even think it's going to work, they'll go in as themselves, and as you go into the detail and their emotions connect to the memories or whatever's being shown, their body will suddenly change. They'll say, oh, I thought it was a man, actually I have female feet, or I've got deer's feet, or rabbit's feet. And they realize, you know, they can get confused but normally when they're in that state where they're seeing things, they're a bit deeper, so they accept it and they just go with the story, and you encourage them to go with the story because you want the information. It's all about the information and the lessons. It's not about anything. There's no judgment. And even if past lives aren't real, it's just something, it's a movie that your higher self wants to show you. So you learn something.
Okay, what would you recommend for someone that want to do this, I mean, someone that want to heal in some way, what kind of area or on the biological turf medicine area, it will heal that person. It will help to do this thing for them.
You mean what kind of healing they need?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if they are having some problems, or block,
Yeah.
energetical block or any body problem, do you think this will help them, or maybe what kind of things will help them in this thing?
I mean, Dolores had many stories of people healing. I've had quite a few myself, to the point where I had one client who had 4 shattered discs for 20 years. She took 23 painkillers a day, and the next day after the healing, she walked 10 kilometers on 3 painkillers. So, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that story. I won't
You
say,
can ask her after
I won't
we
say
can
her
delete.
name, sorry. But yeah, you know, I've had other clients that spiritual things have disappeared, or so you've got 4 main kind of bodies: spiritual, physical, energetic, and the other one, mental.
Okay.
But I believe actually it can. So say for example, I treat people with herbs. The herb might only help with the physical, but maybe it's not a physical problem. Maybe it's a karmic problem, or a past life problem, or a spiritual problem. So I like to use a combination of.
So what you mean is sometimes they think they have a physical problem, but it's coming from some energetical block that they don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that, and maybe this thing might help them to find out, what is going on in their body.
Yeah. What Dolores always used to say is people should never be sick, and we create our own sickness.
Okay.
And there's always a reason. So once you find out the reason, and you can ask, how is it serving you? Normally when they're in hypnosis, you can say, does this need to be there? Sometimes they'll say no, which means maybe it's residual from another time. And so you say to the higher self, okay, can you clear it?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll say, yes, it does need to be there. And then you can ask why. And they say, well, it's helping them in this way, or it's helping them in this way. And you get the information. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be from another life. It could be also from this life.
Also
no?
from this life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I think is. I mean, I could talk with her a long time. We already talked so long, but my idea is do a short interview. I'm really happy that you offered yourself to
Yeah, you're
for
welcome.
the interview.
Thank you.
Do you want me to do like a kind of advertisement or say your contact maybe?
Yeah, sure. I'm based back in Dubai now. I was with the Venus Soul Shop in Amsterdam for 6 years. I'm based back in Dubai. I'm in Goa at the moment. If you can put the
Yeah.
details below, and then
Yeah.
if you want to book a session, you can. Or if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions.
Cool. I really recommend you to do it with her. I felt very comfortable, even if I was alone with her in my house and she was gonna hypnotize me. So I was like, what's gonna happen if she hypnotizes me? And so okay. The thing is, I in my point of view, I recommend you to really relax and trust her, or trust the person who's doing it to you, and just be able to flow and believe, and everything that is coming into your mind is the right thing, and just say and flow, and don't put too much logic or reason in this. Just let it go and flow. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.